Next up, we have two bills by Representative Tabone. We have 5447 and 5535.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm just going to pull it up. So on 5447, I've put it on a few occasions. It's to create a pilot program for scratch tickets or some kind of lottery for in benefit of veterans. We know that our veterans, they've either put their lives on the line, and their families have also paid a price when they come back and they need additional services. I don't know that we can ever do enough for veterans or for any family that has done that for us to make sure that we preserve our freedoms. So I've introduced this on a few occasions in hopes that we could create a type of revenue that's somewhat predictable to support veterans and families for things that they may need that we can't provide as a state yet, or that their jobs fall short. This, I know there's some concerns by the lottery because it would be competing against ourselves. I'm one who doesn't necessarily play the lottery, but if I am picking something up at a convenience store, there are many times where I will just do something in support of somebody or an entity. When we're at the grocery store, they ask us to round up on many occasions. And we're doing this on a regular basis. And so I'd like to see if we could create something where Rhode Islanders would band together and support, again, these individuals and families through this approach. Again, and as I was getting at is, if I'm at the convenience store and I saw something that would help a vet, I'd probably buy it, throw an extra few dollars toward it, because it's not going to break my bank, but I know that it's going to reach somebody and it's for a good purpose. And I'm betting that Rhode Islanders would do the same. So that's 5447. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Any questions? And on 5447, we have Director Fercolo of the DOR providing written testimony against. And then you go right on to the next one.
Thank you. Now, the next one is 5535. It says, create a fund to be managed by a joint committee on legislative service to make Rhode Island mementos available to visiting dignitaries or for gifts when we are hosting or going on official visits. This is something that I was told don't introduce because I'm going to get heavy criticism. It's no secret that some of us take advantages of the opportunities to be able to travel and become better legislators by attending conferences and being a part of different organizations. When we do that, we also get to meet others who do the same thing we do in other states, in other countries, and I've been fortunate to be able to participate in things like this. The reason I bring this up is because when I've had this opportunity, we are hosted by individuals who appreciate our visit and usually have something special, something unique that they took the time to create, and in hopes of one of these visits to give. And when I put it on my shelf or I bring it here, it symbolizes something. There's a connection, there's something special. Unfortunately, in Rhode Island, we don't have that or that culture. And many times we're scrambling to see what we're going to bring somewhere in hopes that they will remember us as fondly as we do, as we do to them. And so what I'm hoping is that we authorize this. We don't have to necessarily put a major fund together. A few $1,000s will sometimes suffice. But I remember a few years back, I had the opportunity to meet with the Vice President of Colombia. And I brought her a little lapel that I bought at the store here in the Capitol when it was open. The thing is that anybody can get that. It wasn't special. It was nice. It was a nice gesture on my part. I can tell her that it's on behalf of, my colleagues and the people of my district. But at the end of the day, anybody could get it. And I think that while she would appreciate it, it would go a lot further if we can say that this is unique to individuals like yourselves, just like when we are visit somewhere and are treated in a similar fashion. So what I'm hoping is, again, this is not for my benefit. This is for the benefit of any legislator or person in government who travels to different places within our state, country, or world that wants to make sure that we leave our mark from Rhode Island somewhere else. And we know here that we took the time to do something special for what others would expect us to do, as they do for us. And that's 5535.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions of Representative Tabone? Nope, and I believe we might have somebody online. Randall? So once I hear the dinging sound. All right, Randall, you are live again on House Finance. Just have a brief testimony of why you are for or against this.
Lincoln, to Mr. Chair and members of the committee. I am against this bill for a couple reasons. First of all, I don't like the idea of spending taxpayer money on gifts to elected officials, whether they're in-state or out-of-state. In this case, it's for gifts to out-of-state officials. Second, I understand that elected officials exchange gifts with each other, which is, and I think if there's going to be an exchange of gifts, which is part of socializing, then then these same people who are receiving the gifts should also be the people who are paying for the gifts. The elected officials in Rhode Island and other states get to take these gifts home, but they are not the ones who paid for them. The taxpayers paid for them. I don't see why Rhode Island should be part of that, and I don't believe that these gifts are actually going to help the state of Rhode Island. Getting mementos is not going to it's not going to lead people from other states to be loyal to Rhode Island or to do favors for Rhode Island. It's just an exchange of favors between elected officials, so they should be the ones paying for it. I also don't approve of this being done through the Joint Committee on Legislative Services, because that's not the way to get accountability in spending. There's no spending limit in the bill. So for multiple reasons, I'm against the bill. I understand that the way many elected officials think, they think this is the right way to do it. But as a non-elected official, as a taxpayer, I don't think that way, and I don't think this is the way to use taxpayer money. So for those reasons, I'm against it. Thank you.
Thank you, Randall. Any questions? No questions, Randall? Perfect. So that concludes the hearing on Representative Tabone's 5447 and 5535.